Hello everyone, this is Debbie from Ink and Page, and I'm here today with May's Archive 365 base kit and the box, which we will be putting together at the end of this video. It's only going to take a minute. I like it a lot. This is going to be one of my favorites, I'm pretty sure. I'm running a little late this month. I am very sorry about that. I had a bit of a migraine situation earlier in the week, and you know how that goes. It just kind of like snowballs, and then I was behind. So it's done though, and I hope you guys are gonna like it. It's a wildly different direction than we were in last month, but I think that is part of the fun of this, and it's also a good way to collect up a bunch of small ephemera, right? So we're gonna go with a postal theme this month. So I have lots of stamps, letter writing, stuff like that packed in here. So let's give this, let's get started on the flip through here, and then I will make the box, okay? Okay, so in addition to all the dates on here, I have stamps and postmarks and some little mini envelopes down here. There's lots of envelopes in this kit. Okay, so these are the bases for the kit. Hopefully not too crazy of a color palette, just not like pink, you know what I mean? It's not pastel. It's very vintagey, and lots of beautiful florals included in this one. And then there's a page of just kind of like neutral backgrounds here. This one's a policy envelope, so I thought it would be fun to incorporate some, you know, just postal ephemera in here, like real postal ephemera. I tried to include as many real stamps as I could possibly find. For this one here, we got like a postcard, a letter, another postcard, you know, postmark, that sort of thing, you know, just to bring in that whole like feel of letters and correspondence. And then I have a bunch of, you know, images for you guys as well to layer on there. So all different ones, you know, from packages all the way to writing desks, you know, just I tried to create a big range of different items, you know, that we could use to decorate our cards with. And not go too dark. You know, I do have a few dark things in here just, you know, because everybody likes something a little bit different. So I want to try to cover all the bases. These are all your journaling spots. I did do one fancy one. There's not much room to write on this one, but it was so pretty I had to include it. Okay, now the ephemera. So tons of fussy cuts, a word bank, cute envelopes. I thought these could be really adorable tuck spots. They'll also look really cute in clusters, or really just cute, like just attached to your card, you know, just as like an ephemera decoration. A bunch of different washi strips, some pockets here. A full page of ephemera with packages. I did like some letter stacks, some paper. I did include some books because I like to have books and butterflies in every single kit. So some more wax seals. And okay, so this one I have 3 frames here. I have like 3 kind of like journaly spot ones that are more decorative, and then some real postcards down here that I thought would, you know, make good tuck spots and, you know, pocket situations. Okay, then 4 mini envelopes, because I thought this would be fun to have a mini envelope situation, as well as 2 like already closed ones that you can just kind of use on there, because like, you know, sometimes it's fun to have an envelope, but you don't want the whole bulk of the envelope. So, and these you could print out on lighter weight paper. I'm printing everything on the Hammermill 110-pound cardstock, but you might want to print these on slightly lighter weight paper, like 32, so that they, you know, when they're folded, they are not super bulky. Okay, so this is the collage cut aparts page. This is one of my favorite pages, both to make as well as to use. And then the papers. You guys, I love the papers for this kit so much. Okay, so I probably spent an inordinate or an amount of time on them, but I love the colors for this. Really, for whatever reason, spoke to me while I was making this kit. Like, this is not generally a color palette I use, so, but it really, like, I really liked the whole idea of being able to incorporate things like plaids here. And then, you know, I put a little bit of decoration at the top on that one. Stripes, this like kind of tiny, like kind of ditzy style floral, a lined one, a bigger floral here with a kind of fun border. And I did do a super dark one. You know, this one is not for the faint at heart here. I mean, because this is very dark. So it's going to be ink intensive. But if you are using like an eco tank or whatever, you might, you know, want to go for something a little bit darker. And then there's collage pages as well. So this one's all documents, stamps, postcards, stuff like that. And this one has a cute little birdie on it and letters, as well as some, these are like some vintage textiles here as well. And then this brings us to the box. Okay, so this month's box, we haven't put ours together yet, but I'm going to show you, I'll just show you my mock-up just so you can see how it works. It's just like a simple matchbox situation here that opens like this. This is just my mock-up, so it's not fully glued down and everything. But it's just like a cute little matchbox. It could go like this. It could go like this. This is not what it is going to look like in the kit. I'll show you what it looks like in the kit. That's just plain paper that I use when I make my mock-ups. But this is the actual drawer design here. And then this is the cover. So the sleeve part here. That's this part here. This part here, you can print whatever you want on the back of it, and then that way you can have either whatever you want on the inside or whatever you want on the outside. I'm going to show you what I picked for mine. Okay, so for the inside of mine, I use this paper here, which is coming up. Okay, so I'll show it to you in a second. This is the box for May on this page here. I also made you some alternate boxes. This is the one with the lid. Was that February? I think it might have been February. And then this is the January box. Okay. So again, you can adjust what these look like by putting... so the January box also has the little folders, but you can adjust how these look by what you put on the back of it. Okay, so this one here is the paper I used. So there are papers in the main kit and papers in the box kit. Okay, so there'll be these two papers in the box kit, but if you want to use a paper from the main kit, just go for it. I actually think the collage papers might have looked really cute. I really, really, really wanted to use this floral one. But there's nothing saying you can't make more than one box, right? You could use them for a variety of different things. You could make a whole pile of these and use them as ephemera storage, you know? So these are super easy to make. So let's do that really quickly right now. And you can see how simple it is. Okay, so, all right, so here's what we have here is that one long piece. All right, so all you need to do is cut it out and score it on the lines. The lines are darker. Even though I've inked them, they are darker on here, so you should be able to see them. And all you need to do for this one here is put some glue on this short tab right here, okay? And then all we're going to do is kind of basically roll this thing up. Okay, so you want to have it square, so you want to make sure you're lining up your edge evenly on this edge here where the flap is. And then just keep an eye on it, just make sure it doesn't slip. What I'm going to do is use my bone folder here to go in here and just press this down. Okay, so I'm on the fence right now. I think I might add a piece of like washi tape or tape over this just to smooth this out. I did not have any trouble in my mock-up with it sliding in and out. So this is totally probably going to be an optional step. I'm going to wait till the glue sets before I start putting stuff in. But just check this here. Make sure that this edge here is lined up with the fold on there, and then you should be in good shape, okay? All right, now this one. So you are going to, this is what it looks like in the kit. And this is what I printed on the back. So what you are going to do here is decide, do you want this to be the inside or the outside of your box? I'm going to have this be the outside. Okay, so I'm going to turn it like this, okay? And then what you want to do is you're going to have to cut your tabs the long way, okay? So you'll see on the printable, in fact, let me just grab that back so I can show you, because it's not like super 100% clear here. So when you see the printable here, this right here is a cut line. These are cut lines. So here to here, here to here, okay? Those are your cut lines. So what I usually do for this is cut out the outside, score the entire thing, and then cut these, okay? It makes your life so much easier, okay? Because if you're trying to score something that has flaps flipping around, it's very easy for them to get in your way, okay? All right, so for this one, all we are going to do is take these little tabs and glue them on here. I know we've made a lot of boxes. We have made this style box before, but not specifically like this. We did that in the Star Catcher. Had a box like this, but it was different. It was long and it had 2 drawers. Okay, so there's that one. And then we're just gonna glue here and do the same thing. And then this end piece here is optional. You don't have to, you can cut this off if you don't want it, but I like it because it strengthens the integrity of the entire box. So, and I can't put one on this because the paper isn't wide enough. So I'm working within a little bit of limitations with this, but I think for our purposes, we don't need these boxes to be like ultra strong. You know, we're just putting the cards in them. So, all right, so now I'm going to do both the tabs on this side. Okay, there we go. And you can even use this to kind of help you get that glued down in the right way. Okay, and then what we're going to do is just put the glue on here and then glue these tabs down. Okay, just glue the table. Do this one. I don't have any cards to put in this yet because I haven't started making mine yet, but we can test it out I'm going to use a card from March, I think, because I have my March cards on my desk still. Okay. All right, so we'll get that off of there. Okay, so now this is your drawer here, and that just goes right into your little box there. It'll be snug-ish, but I put a little bit of breathing room in there so that it would fit in here. Okay? All right, so that's the box for this month, and I actually have to say I'm a fan of this one. And the cards can just go right in there, and then these would be nice stacked, you know, like if you wanted to stack them on your desk. You could stack them either way, actually. There we go. Oh, the other thing I wanted to mention, I know this is pretty far in the video, is that there was a request in the comments that I saw for some additional larger cards. So I will include those for you guys if you want to have slightly larger, journal-sized cards to work with. I will include a few of those in one of the other kits for this month. So like one of the like little bonus ones that I do on the weeks, I'll make a set of bigger cards here. See, like, I didn't have any trouble sliding that in, so you may not need to put any tape on there. You know, it just doesn't catch. If it catches on it, then you want to put the tape in, and I would use something like like if you have any brown tape, like the brown masking tape. I wish I had some to show you guys here, but I don't. But yeah, so if you have any of that brown masking tape, that would work, or washi tape. You may have to use a little bit of a glue stick to help with the washi tape. But unless your box catches, I would not worry about it. So how's that for cute, huh? All right, so this is May for Archives 365. I hope you guys enjoy playing with this one, and I will see you very soon in another video.